Good afternoon. This is a wonderful day. Back to our Microsoft Small Basic Programming. I hope we tried the last class exercise we saw. I also sent the text so that we can see what I have in my programming. And last week we were talking about how to program a small basic, and we started with typing hello world. Hello world, this is my first small basic programming, something like that, and we also saw how it works. Today we want to talk more about, we want to program something like a personal greeting, like hello Fumi or good morning Abdul. Do you understand? So that it will look like people talking. Do you understand? So that is what we are doing today. Remember, last week we were only printing out a text which is hello world. Today we want the computer to accept a string of name from us, like typing the person's name, then bringing it out with a personal greeting attached to that person's name. Remember, the first thing we typed last week was text window dot right line. Do you understand? Right line. Then we wrote. Okay, let's see how today's one will be. Let's start. Text text window. We see we can see that intelligence bringing out what we can use with the text that I put. So once I put that text, it will bring out some options for me. Yeah, right line. Then you open your bracket. What do you want? I told you, if you want computer to produce a statement the same way you have written it, is a string, so you put it in a double quote. So what do I want to write? Please enter your name. You see? So I'm asking the user to what? Enter their name. So what is now the next thing? When you're asking someone to put their name, you should also tell computer to be able to receive an input from the keyboard or from the input device. Do you understand me? So now you have to tell computer, okay, so person is putting in a name. Save that name in a variable name. So here we'll be talking about variable name. And the variable name is like a container. Think of you having your food flags, taking your food flags to school. Do you understand? So in your food flags, you need to put the food. So the food flag stands like a container that holds your food. So a variable is like a container that holds a value. Do you understand me? It holds a value. So now variable has names. You give your variables names. Do you understand? And make sure that your variable name is not a keyword. What is a keyword? A keyword is a predefined word in the dictionary or in the library of a programming language. Don't let me disturb you with so much grammar this afternoon. But let me name this variable name. Let me just give it a name. Let me say, okay, name. Do you understand? Name. Then tell computer to be able to accept that input from the user. So text window, normally text window is going to be text window, but it's not going to write line. Now what is it going to do? It's going to read. Do you understand me? It's going to read because it's accepting something from the user, so it's going to read. So once it's now read, so you are now telling, okay, once you have read whatever you are reading, keep it in a variable name. So whatever you are reading, keep it into a container that is called name. So whatever is being read by the computer, do you understand, will be kept inside that container called name. So now let's print that out. Okay, how will this look like? So we can now say text window also, because that is where our output will come from. Right line. Do you understand? Right line, then open your brackets. Then you want to put a personal greeting. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How do you want to know the name of that person? Then we use a concatenation sign. Plus in small basic is concatenation sign. It joins a string with a variable value or a variable name. So you know that we have a variable name as name already from our program. So what do? We close the brackets. This program will practically print good morning. Good morning. So name, the name that enters. Let me show us. Okay, let me run it. Okay, I'm running it. You see, the first thing that comes up is what? Please enter your name, and I'm entering my name. Adesoji Ogunbade. You see, that is the name I entered. Then I hit enter on my keyboard. Pam, what happened? Good afternoon, Adesoji Ogunbade. You see, the good afternoon and Adesoji is written together. Why? Because there was no space between the concatenation. So let me just put that. Let me correct that. So come here. You see these are concatenation. Put space, like one space. You see that I put a space now. Now go there and run it again. Then you see, please enter your name. Let me enter my name. Adesoji Ogunbade. You see, enter. You see what happened again? There is now a space. So that is why they tell you that computer is a garbage in and garbage out. Whatever you want the computer to do, it will do. Now, it is like that. So now let me now say, I want to ask again. After you put your name, let me ask, what is your age? How old are you? Do you understand me? How old are you? So I put that again. After you put your name, computer should ask you again. I'm just editing that so that I don't want to start typing. Do you understand? So now, how old are you? How old are you? That is a question. So you put a question mark. You understand? How old are you? So when you now put how old are you, you are supposed to ask the user what the user's age is. Remember, that also is a figure, a data from the keyboard. The keyboard should enter it. So how will the keyboard do that? You must tell the keyboard to accept a value. And also when the keyboard is accepting a value, you must keep that value inside a container, a variable name. And the variable name is a name that holds values that changes in your program. So now we want to put age. So let's just name this variable age. Then what do? Don't forget text window. Your text window dot read, because it's to read. Do you understand? It's to read. So once it's now reading, so you can now come to your final line. I say your final line. The output. Let's also do an output for that. Text window dot right line, because it's an output. Remember, your output is always carrying right line. Right line. When okay, so let's now check. So after we printed the name, I also wanted to ask, what is how old are you? So now look at what I have on my screen. You can see this line. You can see this line. Also, just like this line, what is different is the content of my string. Please enter your name here. You can see here I'm saying what? How old are you? Then I now put the same thing, this line that holds the name, came back here. Do you understand me? You see? But the only difference there is this holds age. So this one is a numeric value, while this one is a string. So now I now projected it out just like what I did here using my concatenation. Do you understand? So that is that. Then I run it. Once I run it, then you have, please enter your name. Then I put my name, Adesoji Ogunbade. Then enter. Good afternoon, Adesoji Ogunbade. How old are you? Do you understand? Then I said, okay, 20. Then I hit enter. Then it tell you you are 20 years old. You see, that is where we stop for today. Don't forget, you need to save your program. Save your program. And I'm saving mine into a folder already. I told you last week, I'm saving it into a folder already. So you too, please, you may create a folder. So this is our second program. Then I save it. See you in the group. Thank you.